Hi, my name is Nicole.
Hi, my name is Diamond.
And welcome to the Dope Student Podcast. And today we're here to interview Mr.
Hey, I'm John Snyder. Sorry, owner and operator of John Snyder Plumbing and Heating.
Okay, nice to meet you. And today me and Diamond are going to be asking you some questions. So the first question is, what inspired you to become a plumber?
To be honest with you, I kind of just fell into it. I went to college because growing up they always told you that you had to go to college to be successful. So I went to college, got my degree, started working at the University of Pennsylvania Hospital. I absolutely hated sitting behind a desk, so one day I just quit my job. And I had bills to pay, so I got into helping out a buddy that was just starting off his plumbing business, and that was 20 years ago, and as I said, I pretty much just fell into it.
What is the most common problems you come across in your job?
Ooh, that's kind of a loaded question. That's one of the great things about plumbing is the fact that every day I walk into somebody else's house and I see different stuff, but say the most common is, leaks either via water distribution or sewage or, backed up drains.
What would you say is like the education, like for you to become a plumber?
So there's many different options, there's many different routes to that. You could either go to a trade school or you could do what I did, and I just hopped on and started plumbing with a certified plumbing company and worked my way up from apprentice to journeyman to now master plumber. So you have many different roads, many different options to become a certified plumber.
What's your favorite tools?
I love drain equipment. I know it's kind of gross because you're dealing with other people's backed up drains and sewage and stuff like that. But running drain coils is probably my favorite. So all of my rigid equipment, my K60, my 5208, all my cameras, stuff like that.
And how do you approach a problem like solving or like when working on a plumbing job?
So that is, in my opinion, that's one of the best things about being in this trade is the fact that, as I said earlier, every single day you run into different things. Even if it's similar, it's always tends to be like a little bit different. So you just have to work your way through and use your problem solving skills on every single job.
How do you stay up to date with technology and techniques?
So it's crazy, but social media. There's a lot of things that I do now that a lot of other plumbers inside the city don't do because they're not tied into social media, like Instagram, stuff like that. I see different tools, I see different techniques via social media and stuff that looks cool and stuff that I want to try to implement to not only make myself better, but make my guys better and give the best quality product to my customers.
And what are some important skills and qualities that you say that a plumber should have?
So the number one thing, as I was saying earlier, is 100% problem solving. All of the codes and stuff, that's kind of like school, right? That's you can learn that stuff, but if you're not mechanically inclined and if you don't have good problem solving skills, you're going to have a tough road.
What advice do you give people that want to go into plumbing?
Wow, just hop in there, just do it. As I said earlier, I didn't go to school for this. I learned in the field. Also, as I said, I know a lot of schools and a lot of other people are always telling you that you have to go to college to be successful. Even though I did go to college and I got my degree, none of my success is because of that. It was because I got into the trades and I was relentless and just kept on working and kept on pushing.
I got a question. What advice would you give to, let's start off with a middle schooler, as far as if they wanted to pursue the trade, and then we will go to a high schooler. What advice would you give a high school student looking to get in the trade right after high school?
So right after high school, so the middle school, we'll get back to that because that's a little bit tricky. But right after high school, I know flat out every single plumbing company in the city is hiring right now. if you want to get into the plumbing trade, if you want to get into the electrical trade, any sort of trade, there's a huge labor shortage out there right now. So, as I was saying, there's a lot of different plumbing companies, a lot of different specialty trade, HVAC, electrical, that will take you on being 100% green and teach you the way that they want it to be doing. So it's like you're going to school, but you're getting paid to go to school because you make your salary every single week. So if you're just getting done high school and you want to get into the trades, there's literally nothing stopping you. I'm a member of the Mass Plumbers Association, and when we have our meetings, every single person is always saying about how they're looking for new young blood. So just reach out. The schools up in the Northeast, there's a couple different plumbing supplies. There's a bunch of different plumbing companies. Stop in their shop and say, hey, I want to get into this. No one's going to tell you no. I'm telling you, everyone's looking for people to join the trades.
And then my last question is, tell us the story behind the pink and black.
Okay, so I wish I could take credit for that, but I can't. It was my wife. As I'm sure most married men will say, my wife's smarter than I am. So I was working for a buddy who's still one of my really good friends. I was his lead guy. I was his top dog. But I kind of hit a plateau and I didn't have anywhere to go. I was already the best guy at his company running jobs. So what it came down to is I just wasn't happy. And I don't care what anybody tells you, being happy is the most important thing. I love my job, I love my trade, I love doing what I'm doing. But the fact that I was plateaued and I couldn't get any further, I was miserable. I love the guys I worked with, my old boss, as I said, I'm still really good friends with, but just the fact that I had no next step. So sitting at home one night, we were eating dinner and my wife was like, what's wrong with you? And we just had our second kid, so it probably wasn't the best time. But I was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting my own business. And my wife looked at me and was like, well, we have a mortgage, we have 2 car payments, we just had our second kid. And I was like, yeah, but I'm just not happy. And so she looked at me and was like, do you think you can do it? And I was like, yeah. I was kind of like hesitant, like, yeah, I think I can do it. And she's like, well, if you have that type of attitude, I'm not going to back you. She's like, do you think you can do it? And I was like, yeah, I think I can do it. So I started my own business, going on 5 years now. It's been going great, but when it comes to the pink and black, I was sitting there eating dinner right after I got started. It was tough, getting new clients to stand out. And I was like, how do I stand out from every other plumbing company? And my wife, who works in like marketing and advertising, was like, well, just, simple things, stand out. Pick a color that no one else has. And I was, eating some spaghetti because just starting a business, we were eating spaghetti like 4 nights a week. And I was kidding around and I was like, yeah, I'll just do hot pink. I was totally kidding around with it. And she like stopped eating and she looked at me and she's like, I want to go hot pink, but if you can incorporate the hot pink and walk that line between like really eye-catching and gaudy, you'll be able to do it. So once again, the reason why I wore black and hot pink is because of my beautiful wife.
There you go. All right.
Okay, so we thank you for this interview today and thank you for coming out and talking to us. So we'll see you guys in the next episode of Dope Student Podcast. Bye!
Oh, if I get his @ on Instagram.
And what is your @ on Instagram?
My @ is @JSnyder, SNYDER, plumbing.
Okay,
There you go.
thank you.